Going through all of my records, slowly realizing that the root of this issue, a lot of it is the Ministry of Education, but it's not just how they handled my student loan department. It's everything from kindergarten curriculum and on to who gets into school and who doesn't, to the lack of resources and everything. You look at this most recent case that I'm pursuing with the Ministry of Education, I am going to bring up everything else that's happened to me to prove the narrative that I have against the Ministry of Education and being completely, entirely incompetent, not simply divide those decisions between whoever is in power. And the policies need to be made by a collective. Anyways, the system has us and chooses what we are to learn. And they have the opportunity to teach us a lot of things. How to vote strategically, how to cook, how to take care of your finances, how to deal with drug use, sex, gender issues. We need to stop allowing gay men to get their gay history and gay Bible from older gay men. That can definitely disrupt a good, healthy relationship with other men in the future. We need to be there for them and show gay people that there is an opportunity for love and for a positive relationship, so that they don't all end up perverts later and self-haters and taught to self-hate, because the system is responsible for teaching us to hate ourselves because we're not included, and we're told not to be that way our entire life, and that it's evil. And a lot of us joke about going to hell in a handbasket every day. That's the education's fault, on top of First Nations education, being lied to repeatedly about my own history around a bunch of other people that just like gobble it up and think it's like we just handed the land over. But when I look in the mirror, I see a European who gets anything he wants, and I can walk into a job interview off the street in an outfit I just bought in Valley Village that wasn't even washed, that still smells moldy, that's got some Febreze on it. And I walk in there and I get a job, and I don't even have the references, and I lie about my high school, and I tell them that I can just do it and I have no experience in it. And they hire me because I am white, good looking, and a male, and confident. My friend said that as soon as they saw me, he knew that he wasn't getting the job, and he didn't even want to do the interview. And they barely, ask questions, and like they're already on to the next person as soon as they walk in the door if you look too native. Even for places that say that they're hiring Indigenous people to increase their Indigenous quota, hire natives like me, who look white, who got everything they wanted, and make people feel safe, is really what it comes down to. Because the narrative on First Nations that has been delivered by our Ministry of Education and all of our other policy have narrated First Nations to be savages, uncivilized, angry, and they don't mention anything about why they're angry, because they feel like they're in jail in their own land. Nobody asks, hey, why are they angry? And that really bothers me too. So the Ministry of Education is responsible for a lot of things that have gone wrong in my life that will ricochet into the hearts of a lot of people. And there's going to be a lot of people that will want to piggyback on my voice. And that's the threat that we have for the government. And that's why they're not treating me with respect, how I think. And they're just trying to hush me out, hoping that I would probably just die off, which I think happens. And I think that the Ministry of Education is a big step